Even in his quote yesterday, we heard that he was happy to be in top 16. But today he talked about how he was happy to be here in top 8, but that he's not here just to be here. He wants to beat people. He wants to prove that he is a skilled player, and he has proved it tenfold here. And he is on the verge of getting into losers finals.
Of course, with the Ed that we've seen the entire way. He had to beat an Ed to make it into the top 16, by the way.
The two finest Eds in the Caribbean dueled it out.
Hermes with the early dive kicks. That's not what 0Stress is looking for. He chases.
And you see already in the neutral game, it's definitely going to be Cammy favored on the ground, but it doesn't matter for 0Stress, man. He's really utilized these tools for Anne. You can see massive damage to her as well off that double crouch medium punch.
Yeah, it definitely has some anti-air opportunities. Or if you just read that the opponent's going to the sky, you can do neutral jump roundhouse, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
You could just be a genius. 0Stress hoping to bait. He started up on the anti-air kick. You see it begin.
And you know, lay it all on the line right there. If it was blocked, he would have been dead because that's full critical art for Hermes. But you know, 0Stress has just been so good at calculating his risk-reward decisions. Oh, the hooligan's starting to come out again from Hermes. We saw that in the last set. Oh, nah. Air reset. You better respect the cycle upper.
I feel like I've seen 5 of the anti-air kicks start up, and none of them has worked so far.
Yeah, they all getting stuffed. And that was something that was so reliable for Hermes in the last set. They have to make him rethink it. You have to stay on the safe side again, that plus frame, trying to bait something out, perhaps a reversal DP, but Hermes is not going to take that risk.
Yeah, very patient on the other side. He's just trying to weather the storm. About half of that V-trigger already gone. Finally, he's early enough.
Yeah, the V-shift doesn't get punished, but he still gets thrown with his back to the corner here. Tried to contest that, and then was already inputting the cycle upper afterwards. Unfortunately for him, Hermes staying patient, staying solid.
Yeah, maybe too many times to the well of the EX upper. I've seen it a few. Yeah, that medium kick's got a nice anti-air angle on it. Yeah, a lot of this has just been 0Stress outside of the range of that as well.
Most definitely. And it seems like 0Stress has just been kind of doing it to force Hermes into some type of action, maybe trying to preemptively catch something as well. Oh, the cycle uppers again have been baited out perfectly. Oh,
he's trying. He honestly is trying to get the anti-air, but he's not there in time.
That was so early, too. And it's still back to the well with the EXDP, though. Oh, and then catching him, breaking his ankles. He's got the full CA. Somehow 0Stress not actually... Oh, excuse me, I was looking at the wrong meter. Sorry. Either way, the throw is enough to take him down. Hermes the one with the full CA. I got mistaken. I don't know how 0Stress keeps winning these games, though. Like, it felt to me like Hermes was in control of that game 1, and somehow the W is still on the side of Ed.
He's been able to find those comebacks a lot. And I will say this, too. I mean, again, we were talking about the anti-air kicks. He has been almost there half a dozen times. So those hits that he's taken... but for just a few frames off, right, of being earlier, it would have been a completely different game, I feel.
True. Oh, there we go. Spaced a little bit better that time, too, it looked like. Give him a little bit more leeway to actually get the full anti-air kicks out since he was spaced a little bit further. Nice again now, back-to-back with the anti-airs. And yeah, as you mentioned, if 0Stress can be consistent with that, it'll be looking dominant.
Absolutely.
Nice, actually getting in, taken to the ground instead. Knew that 0Stress had been putting so much focus on the air, but just the raw kicks on the ground too.
Wow. Okay, here's Hermes Venatori. Ooh, but not into knockdown.
Interesting, yeah, I think he wanted to save it for the second hit of the spiraler, or excuse me, the second enhanced dive kick. But either way, 0Stress challenging effectively again and taking him down.
I'm so impressed by 0Stress's play. The neutral's there. The anti-air awareness. Again, you can see the start up, right? He's just not there in time. The awareness, though.
My goodness, and then the EX upper. He's just like, bro, like, I know that you're Cammy style, so if you're not going to knock me down, you're most likely going to keep that offense coming one way or another. All right, good punish this time on the V skill.
Out of there, scooting on out.
And the strike out is very plus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, blowing up the V-skill attempt this time, and then sneaking behind him for the cross under. Back throw as well, puts him on the verge of death, but not quite there. Nice. Staying persistent, Bulldog-style offense right there.
That grounder mobility is really important to see. 0Stress had gotten away with V-skill charges, but you can't do that if Cammy's all over the place like that.
Oh, just outside the range, but you can see 0Stress a little bit hesitant right there, not quite recognizing it.
A lot of neutral jumps here, looking maybe for charge fierce.
Yeah, something that 0Stress has showed a couple of times, not relied on, but still something that would pay huge dividends if you read it correctly.
Hermes walking up, very grounded. Okay, just hoping to bait something maybe.
Yeah, I think, especially with those shallow dive kicks, I gotta imagine he's trying to bait out the anti-air kicks. Oh, nice whip punish on that crouch fierce attempt. You know, when Cammy has that V-trigger, she's always looking for that crouch fierce. This time, going to actually activate off the crouch medium kick. No punish, though. Already committing to the spiral.
Well, Hermes still gets a knockdown on this. Still get a chance for pressure. Early enough on the rising, finally. 0Stress. He's got trigger.
Oh, my goodness. The hesitation low into the V-trigger activation. Once again, 0Stress just catching his opponent flinching at the worst moment possible.
Psycho Rising, the kicks, 12 frame startup. Full invincibility, frame 10 is when it begins.
So that's why it's been getting blown up by these dive kicks. But I really love his persistence, right? Despite those losing, despite the cycle uppers getting blocked, he's just using that intel against his opponent. He's like, all right, well, you're going to keep doing these strategies that have been working out, but they're not consistent. They're not working out 100% of the time. And when it comes to the health difference, right, Cammy with much lower life than Ed, I mean, she's getting blown up when it doesn't work out.
Well, it sounds like we're going back to character select. I don't know Hermes to be playing anybody but Cammy at high level of play, so I don't really expect a switch on this.
Yeah,
but still, I mean, his tournament life is on the line. Only one game remaining here. He might just be trying to reset himself a little bit, think about what to do.
Yeah, maybe even consult a little bit, right, with some of his Bandits teammates, right? Meta RD in Winterside Grand Finals gets to watch the rest of this tournament until someone gets to him, and maybe he's trying to consult with some of his Dominican Republic sparring partners. Like, bro, what do I do against this Ed, right? Maybe he's hitting up the other Ed that 0Stress defeated to get into this spot because, yeah, he's looking a little lost right now.
I think that was Ajax Fidelity, who's from
Puerto
Rico.
Indeed. Okay, so from Puerto Rico as
PR
well.
versus DR. Obviously, there's a lot of cross-cooperation and love between those scenes. But right now, again, 7 of the top 8 were Dominican. It's only Mono, who almost made it into Grand Finals on winner's side from PR. So everybody else here is Dominican.
Man, yeah, it's been incredible play all throughout our top 8, all throughout our top 16. I highly encourage you to check out the VOD if you didn't check out the top 16 as well. There's just been such good play, so many characters on display as well. You know, you talked about how there are often more characters than there were players in the top 16 and top 8s for this, at least the potential of so, just because of the characters or because of the players playing so many characters.
All right, so there are no switches as we expected. The question is, what's the change? What's the strategic difference? Okay. For sure.
The hooligan recognizing that he started with the neutral jump and just takes him out of it.
Just dance slipping his way in.
Yeah. Harkening back to some of your other fellow Cammy players, maybe that's what it is, right? Trying to think about some of the other strategies. Again, the kicks getting stuffed during the startup.
Out of the corner at least, but that's still, of course, Hermes' turn after. Aha!
Ooh, baiting out the EX reversal. But that's the thing and then stuffed again. Okay, so that round went well, but we've seen rounds like that already, right? And it hasn't resulted in a full match W for Hermes. So it's really about these second round and potential third round where the story will be told.
But I do think we're seeing good, solid stuff right now from Hermes. He had the anti-air right there. He had great pressure from before that. He baited out the EX. So he's doing things that show adaptation.
I like that, too. The V reversal after the V skill. Haven't seen that too much either. 0Stress coming through with that crouch medium punch.
And look at this movement by Hermes Venatori. He's very, very movement heavy. He had been stuck on the ground before. However, no, 0Stress in.
And taking the throw, just keeping it meaty as well with that stand heavy kick. Back throw, respecting the own plus frames. Oh, he got caught. Maybe just expecting a cross up or what. Either way. Oh, that crumbles. And yeah, we talked about Cammy's life. Not going to be able to live through it. 0Stress on set point.
What a flinch. What a key moment to flinch right there, unfortunately for Hermes. And as you said, we've seen rounds like the first round, but can you keep it up? That's the question.
Yeah.
So far, Hermes has not been able to throughout the game.
Oh, there we go. EX on the end. Oh, that was nasty. He showed the cross under for just a second, and he actually got the hit, but wasn't ready to convert fully. Anti-airs is there. You talked about it. Hermes looking much more solid here in the third game.
Yeah, and his back and forth and neutral jumping and all this sort of stuff is making it difficult for 0Stress to bring out V-skill, to safely charge fierce, anything like that.
Oh, yeah, but even the dash, you can see getting stuffed by these neutral jumps. And 0Stress hasn't really done anything to take a big risk. Yeah, no jump-ins or anything like that. You see the first jump was when she was far enough away where the anti-air was not going to be a threat.
Ah, okay. Hermes jumping in. He spends all the cash on this. He's going to dash up. I think it's a little bit too far for a throw to kill. Yeah, he's going to need more than that, but nevertheless, he gets the chance.
Oh my goodness, yeah. 0Stress trying to wake up with something, just gets very meatied by that stand medium punch and gets taken down because of it. And you know, it's funny that in those situations, 0Stress has been waking up with buttons more often than not. If we recall to like all these moments where he's like on a pixel of health, his life's on the line, he has been waking up with buttons. So good stuff from Hermes, staying solid right there and being willing to do a meaty.
You got to get in there sometimes. I'm glad for his sake that he did. He's got a game now. It's not going to be a clean 3-0 sweep. That is the first game that 0Stress has lost in this top 8.
True. Let's see how 0Stress deals with defeat. We overcome this adversity or just crumble. And now looking solid. Both players just so respectful of each other on the ground. You see a very slow-paced style of game. Well, until then, though, Hermes willing to risk the jump in, but nothing significant.
Well, so far, it's already V-trigger time?
Wow, yeah. And yeah, that's how he's going to force his way in. Whenever he has that V-trigger, yeah, it's just too slow.
Yeah, chill out on the kicks, right? Like that. I feel like that's gotten him hit so many times. Having the reactions is nice, but...
Oh, my goodness. This is one cycle upper whiffs. We're going to EX on the other side when you try to punish. Oh my goodness, the air-to-air actually whiffing on the ducking opponent, but not quick enough on the button to punish.
It wasn't there.
Yeah, no buffer behind that. I'm kind of surprised he was at far enough distance away for the crouch beam kick not to connect unless it was into a button from Ed.
Hermes, if he gets a super, if he can build just a tiny bit, yeah, there it is. Now, 0Stress can't easily throw a fireball, can't easily charge up. I can't believe the guts of 0Stress as he suddenly bursts forward and puts himself at match point after all that time of playing this slow, patient game.
Oh, and then again, the kick start up, getting duffed, and then nice bait out on the EX upper as well. He's been really going to that after the air reset, so Venatori able to adjust.
Yep, he's here exactly where he wants to be.
EX as well. Oh, and then again, just committing to a light afterwards, able to recover before that cycle upper hits. Again, going to the well one too many times. But this is interesting. It's interesting spamming EX uppers like that just to see how it affects your opponent going forward.
I mean, it's a really slow move.
Yeah, very. That's why we've seen him try to do light buttons after like an EX dive kick that's super plus, and he recovers in time before the upper actually connects. So see if that starts discouraging him a little bit. Yeah, you see 0Stress not busting out with it there.
Out of the sky. We've seen air-to-airs like that a few times from 0Stress as he calls out the movement.
Yeah, let's see if Hermes maybe goes with the hooligan air grab again. We have seen him do that a couple of times.
0Stress, halfway.
And again, the V-trigger dive kick. We're in his head. He actually spins the second part of it on some damage as well. Oh, not even an attempted anti at that time. And the hesitation got him to flinch at the worst moment. Hermes Venatori going to be able to tie the set up 2-2.
All right. In this top 4, after having seen 3-0s and 3-1s, we're finally going to get a pair of 3-2s.
That's what we like to see, of course, as we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. That upper echelon of results, the top 4 is here, and they're showing why exactly these are the 4 competitors that have gotten this far, right? Really taking each other to the brink, adjustments, going back and forth very quickly. This is what we love to see in Street Fighter.
I'll tell you, though, it's very, very rare for people to make the full comeback from being down 0-2 in a 1st-3 set. You see it sometimes. It's not never, but it's rare. We didn't see that in the last one. Mono won 2 in a row, couldn't win the 3rd. It's going to be tough for Hermes to actually win 3 in a row here.
Yeah, exactly. Great start, but already a perfect challenge from 0Stress. He's been picking his moments great, but tried to do something after that flicker jab, and it was not his turn. Again, the buffer behind that one, or a hiccup from either way. That was impressive. Man, yeah. And
neither one wants to move.
Yeah, because it was such a good start from Hermes, but 0Stress just fought his way right back in. And again, all this time, he still busts out after the dive kick. He doesn't care. And again, he still tries for the kicks on the anti-air. Oh, and he's still busted out, dude. The V-trigger's on deck. He's going to activate it off the flicker.
He is worried about super, though. You can see it instead. It's going to hit 0Stress again as that match point.
You cannot condition this man, bro. I don't know. He does not want any of that. Shampoo only.
0Stress. 0Stress.
Oh, and again, you can see the kicks, and he's not scared this time, just doing buns instead of the AX upper, and then this time does the upper. I cannot get a handle on this man's decisions.
You don't know what he's going to do next. Neither does Hermes. 0Stress does. He's still paying attention to that anti-air game.
Bruh, this is nasty, and then challenging with a crouch medium punch. Wow, and no fear from Hermes, though. Dashing up in his face, getting that throw, resetting the neutral a little bit. Lots of neutral jumps now.
Oh, no anti-air, not in time. It's going to be big damage here for 0Stress. He's close. He chases.
Universal doesn't want to eat those plus frames, so that's not going to allow him to get V-Trigger. And he's been bullying his way in with those dive kicks. He's not going to have access to that V-Trigger dive kick now.
Suddenly, fireballs everywhere.
Yeah.
That had not been the game, but he's there on reaction. 0Stress with what else than EX upper again. Never afraid to do something there on the fortune teller stage. Hermes just never got a read on what his opponent was going to do next in that final game.
Yeah, he couldn't tell any fortunes on the side of Hermes, right? My man couldn't predict a single thing in that last game. 0Stress, though.